the final weather for Weather Geeks of 2014. Thank you for watching these videos, everyone. I hope you had a good year, and I hope you have lots of success and good things in your life coming up in 2015. We're ending the year on a quiet note today. It's nice to see the sun, but it's kind of ineffective sunshine out there today. It's cold. These are the 2 o'clock hour temperatures. We've managed to sneak up to 24 in Youngstown, 23 in Newcastle, lots of mid-20s throughout Ohio and western parts of Pennsylvania, but we do have plenty of sunshine, and it will be a mostly clear night for tonight for first night activities throughout the region. If you're going to be out and about on New Year's Eve, no problems with any snow or ice or any travel difficulties. Just bundle up. It's going to be very, very cold outside. The weather today dominated by a big dome of high pressure, which is centered out across parts of the Midwest, kind of right in through here, kind of over St. Louis. It's very cold in the vicinity of this high, but it is clear. Speaking of cold, check out the temperatures out across parts of the Midwest today, where temperatures this morning were as cold as, 15 to 20, even 30 below zero, parts of Wyoming into Colorado. They've only recovered into the single digits and teens this afternoon. And yes, the much advertised snow is happening in and around Las Vegas. Now, this is probably not really doing much sticking except on non-paved surfaces. Temperatures around Vegas, right along the strip, probably around 33, 34 degrees. But yeah, they're getting some snow. Winter storm warnings are out in Arizona. Look at the snow over towards Flagstaff in Arizona, snowing towards the Grand Canyon. And they even had some snow this morning down to 800, 900 feet in elevation in parts of Southern California. Not unheard of, but unusual, certainly. So that storm eventually is going to traverse the entire country and then kind of cruise up through the Ohio River Valley. It's going to bring us mostly rain, not snow, coming up late on Saturday. We'll talk about the future in just a second. But real quickly, let's take a look at the wind chills this afternoon, because there is a breeze out there. So the wind chill currently in Youngstown, 11. Feels like 12 in Newcastle, 12 Akron, Canton, 14 is what it feels like in New Philly, Pittsburgh, wind chill at 12 this afternoon. So yeah, it's cold outside, but it sure is nice to see the sun. We've had a gray month of December, despite a lack of snow and really not a tremendous amount of cold air. It's been very, very cloudy for a lot of the month, so it's nice to see some sunshine starting to work in. All right, tomorrow is going to be a quiet day for New Year's Day, first day of 2015. Notice tomorrow on the surface map here, the isobars are still packed pretty tightly, so I think it's going to be breezy at times on New Year's Day, making it feel like it's probably no higher than the upper teens, even though the mercury will climb into the middle and upper 20s tomorrow afternoon. But again, another fairly sunny day. Now, the clouds are going to start the battle by Friday. Here's Friday afternoon and evening. We've got a high almost right overhead, but some of the high cloudiness starting to come in from the south and west from our approaching system. So Friday will be a little cloudier than Thursday, but still not a bad day. In fact, it'll start to warm up pretty nicely. We'll get above freezing, it looks like, on Friday. Now, here's how things are looking on Saturday. We've been talking about how this is mostly rain. I think towards the end of the afternoon, at the onset of this precipitation, there's still a small chance that there's a brief period of some sort of wintry mix. There could be sleet. If the temperature is right around 32, it might technically be freezing rain for a brief time. But again, I think the chances of this are fairly small. I think by the time the rain gets in, most of us are going to be around 34, 35 degrees. So it's probably just going to be a chilly rain. For Saturday evening and into Saturday night, it's going to turn windy, and it's going to turn mild. I think we could spike into the upper 40s to around 50 late Saturday night, first thing Sunday morning as well. Here's Sunday morning. Our cold front's not through just yet. Our surface low up here, cold front probably kind of like this. And Sunday morning will be mild, but the cold air is going to quickly wrap back in. So Sunday's going to be one of those backwards days where we reach our high in the morning. Temperatures will tumble in the afternoon. Here's Sunday evening. Notice we've changed things over to some snow showers. Now, this is still several days out, but I guess I can't rule out that there's some sort of small, sneaky little accumulations with this, especially after sundown on Sunday. So Sunday evening might be a little bit of a trouble spot with some minor accumulations of snow, particularly after sunset. No big snow storms coming anytime soon. And then the cold air is here early next week. Here's Monday's map with high pressure zone off to the west, an Arctic high, but with some flow off the lakes, there'll be some lake effect snow flurries and snow showers, and I suppose there could be some accumulations up in the snow belts on Monday. For our viewing area, the Youngstown area, this is probably not a big deal. As we head towards Tuesday of next week, we've been kind of focusing on this day for the possibility of some accumulating snow. It's going to depend on the track of this little clipper that's coming through. You know, sometimes you hear us say clipper. A lot of times what we're talking about is an Alberta clipper, a system that dives out of Western Canada through the Great Lakes. Sometimes it takes a farther south track like this. If you were to take this GFS model literally, in other words, if this were to be exactly right, which isn't likely, but if it were to be exactly right, here's the center on Tuesday. This is far enough north that we wouldn't be looking at a lot of accumulations here locally. A lot of times Alberta clippers, when they track kind of like this, are capable of bringing us 3-4 inches of snow. If this more northerly track is right, we still might see an inch or two out of this on Tuesday. But, you know, this is 6 days out, a lot of details to be ironed out. It looks like a fairly minor system no matter what the track is. At this point, I would say the worst case scenario is we pick up a few inches of snow on Tuesday. That's the far end of the possibilities I can see. No one's going to get a half a foot or anything out of that early week system. But a lot of you are clamoring for some snow, snow lovers, winter lovers, people who rely on snow to make their living in the winter. You're dying for some snow. Tuesday is probably our best chance of seeing a few inches, and even that chance isn't looking so hot at this point. Next week's going to be dominated by cold air and flurries and snow showers. It's going to be a classic winter week, but I'll tell you, no big storms on the horizon. Here's a quick look at the 16-day temperature trend on the latest GFS model. I suspect this is a little underdone with our right before our cold front comes in this weekend. It has a high of 41. I could see that being more like 51. If, you know, enough warm air gets dragged in Saturday night, Sunday morning. But then, you know, it's got a pretty good handle on how cold it's going to be middle of next week. We might have a day where we don't get above 20. It might be middle of next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. That's on the table. But this, you know, a shot of cold air is going to stick around for a few days. But the medium, long range, you know, it's not a real cold-looking pattern for the middle of the month. We're going to get cold, certainly, in about a week. But the middle of the month, not looking all that cold at all for January. It looks nothing like the kind of, you know, unrelenting cold that we had a year ago back in January of 2014. All right, that is weather for Weather Geeks on this New Year's Eve. Stay safe tonight, everyone. Enjoy New Year's Eve. Enjoy New Year's Day. I'll see you on the news tonight at 6 and 11, and I am working tomorrow, so I'll see you on 21 News at 6 and 11 on New Year's Day.